I'd rather have people around me that are newbies and incompetent. At least they are trying to do something, opposed to having somebody who is a veteran and disrespectful. And I feel like I got some agreeing ears with me at this table at the moment.
Yep.
Just because you a veteran don't mean that you get a free pass, because you got to do the work just like everybody else got to do the work. And I got a job to do based off of which you produce.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily Trumpet Podcast with me, your boy, Marcus Morton, and it is the gang. We are back. It is the lovely Coco, the Aaron, Max, and Alyssa. Whew. That's a mouthful. Oh, huh?
Oh, you said all that in one breath?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's like superhuman power right there. I like
some Colorado lungs in training.
Show yodeling.
Yodeling? I'm not from Germany. Thank you very much.
I just got this preconceived notion that everybody that lives in mountain areas, the first thing that they do when they go on a mountain hike is just start yodeling.
No.
That's not a thing.
Also, I found you did not tell me unless you did. I think that it's Josh, the one without the lisp on Bigger Pockets. He's in Colorado.
Yeah, he's in Denver.
300 days of sunshine.
Oh, what?
So you got to sleep with sleep mask on and...
No.
Oh, okay.
But he's always talking about how it's always winter there. And I'm like, no, that's not the case. We have normal winter periods of time, about 3 months-ish.
That's fine and all, but that don't change the fact that it's always cold there.
It is not.
I mean, look, I watch Last Man Standing, and they do episodes for every season, and it's always snow there.
On occasion.
You know how they do the B-roll of the houses and stuff, and when they showing discreetly showing where they at, it's always snow on the ground.
You know what? I'm gonna count the number of episodes that actually have snow on the ground.
There's 200 some episodes,
That's
and there's 190.
That is dedication.
Nope.
190 of them have snow on it.
Nope.
Anyway.
I saw this right now. So,
I bet you it's on Google.
Usually, my brother is always stationed in Colorado.
See?
And he would send pictures of their hail, which would be
okay.
This
that was 2018.
These were recent pictures. They're still in my phone right now.
No. They're usually about this big.
As soon as he got up there,
a lot of times that they're that big.
He called. He was like, our insurance covers hail, right? He was like,
comprehensive.
It should. Why? Sends picture of hail about this size. He's like,
oh man, oh damn, I love it. Oh yeah.
Get prepared. I'm using you as a shield if it's really that bad now.
Oh man.
False.
Oh my god.
I'm resourceful.
Oh man, so I do have a boss of false for this episode.
Let's hear it.
I just want to know, man, because I'm noticing. Well, I did notice a few things when I was still back on day shift, working a normal schedule average everyday people who are not nocturnal and vampires on the low. So in the time period that I was working on day shift with my girlfriend, I noticed a few things, and it just made me come up with the question I just got to know. Is it a boss or a false move to stare at another man's woman while that man is standing right there? I just got to know.
Depending on your,
I just got to know.
What type of stare? I need to get your attention.
So just imagine. just imagine, right? Courtney walking about 3 or 4 paces in front of you.
Which
You just happen to catch the guy as Courtney is walking across across a crosswalk at the job. A guy is letting her go across the crosswalk, and he.
That's false.
I follow, not her face, not the side of her face, but her ass, just as she crosses the crosswalk. Okay. Look. Mind you, I say that she's about 3 or 4 paces in front of you, right? Lets her cross the crosswalk, and he don't let you cross.
That's
Somebody tell me.
that's false. That is all false.
It depends
let me know.
on your
Let me know.
values in life. Like,
Let me know.
what they call it? Your
Morals.
There you go. Your morals. It depends on your
man.
morals. So,
He
like,
doesn't have none.
my morals. That's a false move.
Yeah.
But in the streets, he'll be a boss.
He bold. He bold. He real bold.
What is it? Thug life when they put the little glasses on you?
Oh.
Damn, it feel good to be a gangster.
Tragic.
Alyssa?
Total false move. Especially knowing the fact that we're together. I'm also apparently oblivious to it because he says that he notices it all the time, and I'm like,
damn sure
yeah,
noticed
no.
that one. My damn toe almost got ran over by a walkie.
What? What?
Like I said, he let you cross, but as I was about to go, he beep.
Oh. Well.
He had one goal and one goal only.
And he accomplished it.
That's how I feel like every time somebody let me go. Like, they be like halfway in the intersection.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, just go. They're like, no, come on. I'm like, no, you go.
See, I just race them. I just go.
Oh, you one of those. You don't even stop and look.
I mean, I look.
That's how that one girl got ran over.
Said I look.
I'll look. I'll jump on top if I need to.
That's how that one girl got ran over. Yeah.
Well, that's just because she doesn't walk fast enough.
She definitely won't walk it fast. But regardless.
People got tired of her.
We gotta get this.
They gotta make ready.
No, we can't fire you. They can't get you fired. I'm hey, manager, put this hit out on you. But anyway, that's it. Do you catch people looking at Courtney?
I don't.
No.
I think I did one. Oh,
No ma'am.
African boy.
African boy. Oh, no.
Oh God.
Is that the day I almost fought him? And you hold me back? He was like, let's go.
Was that the chicken dude?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chicken.
because I had, oh my God. I had the water in my hand like this, open. I'm jerking. And he come by, and he looking at me up and down.
Like,
I'm like, what the fuck you looking
right
at?
in
Water
front of us,
everywhere. He was like, let's go. Come on.
Tragic.
Marcus knows.
Oh man. And I had people ask me like, "Yo, that don't make you mad? Like, why would it?"
He knows that I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, if she did, then I mean, it just won't meant to be, right?
I can see if it's like a close friend and they know.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that you have to address. Like, absolutely have to address. People ask like, yo, like you, like, man, bro, that don't make you mad. Like, yo, I'll be mad as hell. Like, for what? Like, yo, like for real. If there's a guy looking at my girl,
Say thank
and
you.
I look at them, and they make eye contact with me after looking at her, I'm like, yeah. It's like, I know what I got. I'm good. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I just don't understand how she don't see it.
I don't. It's probably because I don't actually have eyes in the back of my head.
I mean, that too, but it be dudes flirting with you.
No, they don't.
Okay.
He's like, I know because I'm a guy.
Right.
I know the subtlety.
I was a young man before, once in my life. Once in my life.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Ooh.
Anywho, so today's topic
How long? Yeah. Y'all get up on Instagram and let us know that if it's a boss or a false move for a man to stare at another man's woman while he right there. We kind of got a general idea of which side y'all gonna be leaning on, but if y'all happen to be leaning on the opposite side, we'll talk about that on another time. But anyway, y'all go ahead and start up on that thing there.
We kind of touched up on the topic in a previous episode about how letting someone cloud your judgment, is it? It's basically saying, oh, you're not good enough, or you don't have XYZ to do that. Like, you don't have this skill to do that.
Okay.
You know. So they stepping in the way of your dreams.
That was last week.
Yeah.
Huh?
That was last week.
Fuck, we talked about last week?
That's what we talked
Kind
about?
of, sort of, like
Yeah, with Michelle.
Yeah. Because we had the story about
So
fellow
we touched up
associate.
on the types.
They remember some shit that I don't. I
I'm
ain't
so
there.
lost.
I ain't there. Yeah, I ain't there.
But
I ain't there. I don't even
all
remember.
right, I got this from a story about like how a young adult would go to college and they could get like so close to finishing, but then they start all over.
Like a new major?
Yeah.
Oh, like in the middle of college. Like I went to school for like 2 years, and I'd just be like, oh yeah, I don't feel like doing that.
Well,
Right.
they do say that you change your major like 3 or 4 times over the course of the 4 years.
That's crazy. My niece had did that. She wanted to be an EMT, but now she want to be a math teacher.
Okay, so what I've learned is like most people, like when they start going to college, they're going usually for somebody else's benefit. And then after they realize, after they've been in college and they start seeing the world in a different lens, it's like I'm not looking at I'm not looking at my future through my mom's eyes anymore. So now I got a little bit of grasp on my life. I've met all these wonderful people. I've learned about this, that, and the other, seen the world in a broader aspect in my own hometown. Now all of a sudden, you know, they got to switch their major because it's like, yo, I don't want to do what my mom want me to do, and I'm not feeling that. So yeah, like I get the whole people change. Like a lot of people change their major like halfway into college. I understand it.
But it's sad that some people don't get to do that because they're afraid they'll be disowned by their family.
Oh man, yes, it's so crazy, and you see it like on TV all the time too. With like all the storylines of how people go against their own desires because their parents want them to be a certain type of way. I think they said like Indian people go through that a lot.
Yeah.
Like even with the whole arranged marriage thing
Oh,
going
man.
on. Yeah, like no disrespect to anybody who, you know, has that as a tradition. I don't want to like step on their toes because, you know, our analytics is like crazy right now. So, I mean, it's have y'all looked at our analytics?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, you, okay. All right. You're going to get a kick out of this.
You're going to need to turn back on your Wi-Fi.
Nah, I screenshotted it. We have our geographic regions includes the United States, of course, Ireland, Puerto Rico, Philippines, Germany, and Australia is where our listeners are right now. And there's not a lot of people in those. If we got 4% people in Ireland, I think I understand why. I think that's like SEO. Shout out to the motherland. Regardless. But you know, that's irrelevant to our conversation, but you know, it just kind of felt like I felt like y'all should know that, you know. Just
I feel a little better now.
we got a, you know, growing fan base. We're really close to hitting 1,000 plays. Really close. And that's exciting.
Because we only got like
it's exciting.
40 videos, 40.
We're nearly at
We're
a
nearly at
year's worth.
50 episode 50 drops out next week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So, you know, what were we talking about? I'm sorry. We just
talking about
How people are scared to switch their major because of being disowned by their family.
So I just don't understand the notion of living living your life for somebody else.
Right.
Like I just don't get it. And like I've always been the type of person where it's like, look, I didn't ask to be here. So if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I just don't understand that, like the mentality of I want to live my life to please this person over here. There's only one spirit and one soul in this body right here. So why do I have to worry about someone over here? Why do I have to please someone over here? If they're not satisfied with what I'm doing in this body, then then that just means that this is not the person that I need to focus my energy on. Like, so if my mom didn't, like, if she didn't feel if she felt a certain type of way about me not doing something that she wanted me to do, then that's not my problem. So I don't understand the notion of how somebody could get into that state of mind. And maybe I just need to be I just need to see it through that person's lens. And I wish I actually could talk to somebody who wants to who does their like their damnness to go against their own morals and their own self desires to please someone else. Like, I just don't get it, and they'll have to help me understand. Because if I have a desire to do something, then I'm going to go do it. Like, and I feel bad about myself when I don't do what I want to do. So how does that person even live with their self, knowing that they have ignored their entire being to please someone else, the external figure?
The devil's advocate in me is also kicking in. Yes, I understand the wanting to go get what you have and whatever, like you want to do what you do. But I also see it in terms of, like, yes, I can't even think of a good example, but I would like to just get from point A to point B in like 10 minutes. Let me just speed and not care about the world and whatever else. But I also think, like, hey, I could probably kill somebody if I'm not paying attention. Or things like that. Like, I'm ultimately going to have my morals, but I'm also going to be, like, thinking about others when I'm trying to navigate that course.
Is that the same
thing? Like, I'm not always,
It's kind of like driving a car and you're, like, overly cautious. Like, instead of, like, just going past, like, a intersection, even though you have all the right of way.
No. Those are like man-made laws. We're not going off of, like, talking about that. What I'm more concerned about is the fact of how somebody could go against their life's purpose. To please someone else who don't want them to do that. Think about how many artists and movie stars and stuff that are doing exactly what they want to do, but they had to sacrifice a relationship because somebody wanted them to stay in school. Let's talk about that.
All that comes to mind is people in other countries where it's disrespectful to go against your parents.
Yeah.
So them...
But think about how many success stories came from those storylines too.
True. Like, how did they get out of that?
Yeah.
How did they get away from that situation?
I know it's always joked upon, but, like, there are a couple of comedians that that's their story. They wanted to be comedians. They wanted to make people laugh, but, like, they come from, like, foreign countries, and their parents wanted to either be like a doctor or like something like a lawyer or like a big surgeon that makes, like, a lot of money. But for some reason, like, they get stuck on you have to be something of, like, noble class and, like, a high
noteworthy and
like something
like noteworthy in a certain way. Like, I'm sure that there's plenty of people like noteworthy comedians or noteworthy authors or any other number of things. Like, you can be noteworthy in different ways, and you can do it with pursuing your passion versus pursuing someone else's passion.
Right.
I think that it genuinely just depends on getting past that hump of, they might not like it right now, but they might like this as well. Because I'm sure that those parents of those individuals, whether it be artists or directors or whatever they choose to do, I'm sure that they're like, yeah, I guess this kind of worked out. But just getting over that fear over, well, there's only, like, the small percentage of people that actually make it. Like, doctors are high in demand. This is safe. This is not. things like that. I think that people have to get over that.
I know a doctor that went 5 years without a job.
How hard were they looking? Or how good was their degree? Or
I can't say one way or another how hard they actually went to go find a job. However, I do know for a fact that this doctor was laid off.
Ugh.
So with that being said,
He was laid off for a reason.
You can lay off a doctor? That's possible?
With that being said,
usually screams malpractice to me. Like something happened.
Like that's possible.
However,
Never
this
heard
doctor didn't get fired. He just got laid off.
That's what laid off is.
I mean, but you didn't. That means that you got fired without probable cause. So it doesn't mean that you necessarily did anything. We just didn't necessarily need you.
Can't you sue?
You can file for unemployment.
For unlawful
He got a severance package.
Well,
I guess I don't personally know this person, but I mean, like, it also depends on like the source of the information.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, it ain't that high in demand, especially with all the technology they got going on.
They might not have it in the U.S., but other countries need it.
Most definitely.
He was here in Virginia.
Exactly. Maybe he wasn't looking in the right area.
You know, people afraid to move from their coop.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know the average person don't move within 30 miles of their home.
That's a damn lie.
I'm way over that.
Yes, way
Average.
over.
I said average.
You did say average.
I did say average.
Jeez. Like, the further
I drive more than 30 miles a day.
Damn.
Shame. We gonna continue this episode right after a message from our sponsor.
This episode of the Dirty Trunk Podcast is brought to you by FNX Fit. AMG is big on growth and developing your business and knowledge base, but you can't focus on gaining wealth if you do not have good health. FNXFit.com has a wide array of natural health products that you can take on the go, including pre-workout, post-workout, natural energy, protein, and my favorite, the Super Green Blend. That's what I've been using lately, and I've been hogging it, honestly. But I've been trying to start juicing for a while now. But when you work a 9-to-5 job, it's hard to squeeze in all of your nutrients, and blending fruits and veggies is another job in of itself. But FNX has a product called the Rebalance Super Green that has natural, raw ingredients, antibiotics, and a 5-grass blend that delivers all the vitamins and nutrients your body needs to function properly. Head over to FNXFit.com and enter the code AMGFIT for 10% off of your order today. Help support our platform today by supporting our sponsor. This episode is also brought to you by Rise to Greatness Apparel. The Ascension brand's mission is to promote growth. Keep learning and keep pushing to be better than you were yesterday. The power of affirmations can be your biggest tool to reaching your goals. So let our merch be a symbol of your affirmations. From shirts to accessories, find Ascension Star and Dirty Trunk merch today on our website. You see me rocking the crisp Ascension Star cap every episode with the green underbill to remind us all to keep looking up to find our destiny. Or if that's not your style, choose between a range of our other products. Your destiny is written in the stars, not on the ground. Head over to AscensionDynasty.com/shop and enter the code AMG10 for 10% off your next order.
Vocal cords?
All right, we are back. Now that everybody done got their chokes out the way and all that other stuff like that. Never mind.
You're going to give her another.
I also want to know how that refuel tasted last week with the with the bad milk.
It was pretty good. Surprisingly, it was pretty
nasty.
good. She said it was nasty.
That could have been the reason why.
It sat in the refrigerator the whole night before he drunk it.
And he still drank it?
It tasted better the next day for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I just have weird taste buds, but like
you do.
Considering you don't like chocolate.
Yeah,
that is weird.
That's a given.
You're gonna try some chocolate. Okay?
Pretty weird.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Just like Alyssa's going to try some seafood.
Sorry, Alyssa, but
You're doing it.
Nope. I don't do
if
weird
you're gonna make
foods.
him, if you're gonna make him
That's
try
what
chocolate,
Miranda is for.
If you're gonna make him try chocolate, Miranda ain't here.
If you ask me to jump from like one truck to another, or
don't
be at
give
a tall height,
give a
and
damn about
skydive and whatever, I could do that side of Fear Factor.
We gonna face our fears.
I cannot do the eating bugs or weird things.
Fears.
No, I can't deal with sticking my hand in gross texture. No,
we are going to face our fears.
They don't have to be
You
raw.
have no fears.
That's not
Oh my
fear.
I do.
No, you don't.
What food you
No,
don't
you
like?
don't. You're gonna say something sappy, like seeing something happen to me.
What dang? Just shoot that down.
That does not count. That does not count. No one would like to see their loved ones die.
But that's a fear.
It is.
Is
but
it irrational?
It could be a phobia.
You're not allowed to have irrational fears if you say that we all can.
You admitting that a fear of seafood is irrational.
I'm not fearful of seafood. I just know that I don't like it.
Yeah, but you don't like it because of
But
a
how
fear that
long
you might
has
get
it been
sick.
since you last tried it?
She was
It's
14.
been several years. Yeah.
She was 14.
We need at least triple my age.
She's 12. She's 12 years now.
You're gonna
So
try it
we
again.
need how many more years?
13.
Is that?
13 actually.
16 more years, and then I might try it.
And you live in Virginia.
Ugh.
If you hated seafood so much, why did you come to Virginia where seafood is prominent?
Cheaper, near family, new start, other side of the country. Found you.
That's true. Colorado is like really
New
close to, like,
foods was not on the top of the list. I still love my pizza. I still love my
So
Mexican
plain.
foods.
It's just
I know,
you're just missing,
I'm vanilla.
You're missing the whole.
mhm.
You're missing the whole aspect of. It probably ain't none of our listeners right now that don't like seafood. Like I just can't. I can't imagine.
Be on my side. Choose the smart option.
The smart option. Wow, it's not even that deep. Like what? What? It's just shrimp. Like what?
Okay, I can do shrimp.
Speaking of, man, like,
Ugh.
I went to my mom's house last night. She got a whole catfish just in the fish tank. Like,
Oh my god!
I was
In
like,
the fish tank?
yeah, she got a catfish in the
Okay, I
in the
can do
fish
that.
tank with the Oscars. Like,
She plan
Oh.
on eating it?
no, she just got it as a
keep it
pet.
as a pet.
I was like, yo, I didn't even know this was a thing. Like, you got Oscars in here. Why do you
It's
have
not.
why do you have a catfish? Like, I was
I've never
like,
seen a
where
Can
catfish.
it
in
jump
the
out the-
fuck?
Wait,
Of course it can.
are those the same type of water that they like?
No. Hell no.
I feel like
I mean,
Oscars like
it's-
saltier water than catfish. Or is it
no,
opposite?
I think it's fresh water. It's fresh water. Well, no, the river.
no, you're
the
right.
river is
Because
salt
we
water.
did used to have, two Oscars. Oscar and Bruno. Or Sasha and Bruno.
Yeah, my mom never had a saltwater tank because she
There
tried
are a
to.
lot of maintenance.
Yeah, she couldn't keep up with the maintenance of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, because she wanted the tropical fish and all that other stuff like
Those are
that.
so cute.
But yeah, she couldn't keep up with it. She wasn't what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent with it. Yeah, so they all died.
Oh.
But everybody lived happily ever after.
So-
You literally just said they all
in
died.
the spirit world.
They went to the afterlife.
They went down to the toilet bowl heaven.
All right, so that's it for our gag reel. I actually, if no one wanted to take control of this conversation, allow me. Let's had a new experience. I don't think we actually talked about it on the podcast, but the actual promotion that I just received at work, it put me in a new type of situation that I haven't necessarily been in before. And I've been in leadership positions before in the most part. Actually ran a company, a direct sales company. Had a quite sizable group under me that I personally recruited myself. And I've been in the Army before. Actually led a platoon on multiple occasions, but never really like front and center, you know. But in this moment in my life, I've been in a situation where I've actually had to lead people, and I was actually the person that was supposed to be leading these people, and I'm like noticing like a lot of weird things. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because and I'm by no means am I trying to brag. I actually do not like the position that I'm in. I just felt like I should go ahead and put that out there for anybody who we work with, who would listen to this and think that I'm bragging about a new vest. But you know, this ain't even about the vest in general. Like, I don't even get paid that much more, so I mean, it's not even that deep. But I'd rather have the old vest that I had, because it was, you know, less work for the most part. But especially working with this young lady here, she made everything very, very interesting. However, in a good way. Yeah. But anyway,
I was like, what'd I do?
Things just got interesting when you start.
I was priming you.
Stop cutting me off. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about, like, I just had a situation, and I told Alyssa about it already. And it just happened. What, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah. Where I was approached by someone else who was at the same level as me, who wanted to give me advice. Now, you know, I'm Aaron Mack. I love personal development. You know, that's just the brand. I love moving up. I love to get that constructive criticism. And you know, I talked to this woman who it was the very first time I've ever had a conversation with her, and she let me know. She's like, yeah, I just wanted to give you some advice from PA to PA. You know, PA is process assistant. Like I said, I'm not going to say the company that I work for, because that's illegal. You know, so we're not even going to put that out there. But you know, she said, I want to have a conversation with you, PA to PA, and I just wanted to let you know that one of your associates has you know, informed me that that as a leader you act like you know everything, and I just wanted to let you know that you should probably lean on your associates, because you don't necessarily know the process that you are leading. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, tell me more. And so she continued. She's like, you know, told her story when she first started, and she was over there, and now she over there. And you know, when she did it, she made sure that she found somebody to lean on that could to teach her the process. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah, I like that idea. You know, I also liked it when I did it last week. I was like, you know, it's weird, you know, that you say that, because when I introduce myself, hi, I'm Aaron Mack. I'm new here. I don't know this process. If I fuck up something, feel free to let me know. That's how I introduce myself. Everybody that work with me. I ain't gonna say work for me, because I ain't know. Right. Everybody that worked with me, I've introduced myself as such. I'm Aaron Mack. Let me know if I fuck up, because I'm new here. I'm the new guy. So when she said that this person, as she was telling me, I was like, I think I know exactly who you're talking about. But I'm not even going to ask you any names, because that's irrelevant. But it's weird, though, that, you know, you got that conversation after I had to school this person, because they thought that, you know, I was a bitch. Oh. I had to school this person and let them know that, you know, I ain't about to put up with their shit. I don't care how long you've been working here. Oh. And what I mean by that is I'm talking about a dude that's been there since the building damn near open. Right. Older dude, gray hair and all that. Older gentleman, who thought that, you know, being new, I was just going to allow him to just come back from the 15-minute break 30 minutes late.
I thought it was 20.
Grace period.
You know, it's 15 minutes with a 5-minute grace period, and my man came back 30 minutes after the 5-minute grace period was up. 30 minutes, and I had to school his ass. That's a whole hour break. I had to school his ass. I was like, if you do it again, I was like, I'm just giving you a heads up. But if this happens again, there will be consequences. I don't give a fuck how long you've been working here, my dude. I don't give a fuck how much of a veteran you are. I don't care if they offered you the job before I got here or not. Your ass will get written up. And that's plain and simple. But regardless, I'm not even trying to push power around like right now. Like what I wanted to talk about is the culture that I've been introduced to, that is the department that I work for. And I can't necessarily get into detail about the department, but it's not even about the actual department itself. It's about the people that I've come in contact with. I've come in contact with the same type of people that I worked with when I was at my last job. The type of people who have been working the same job for forever and a day, and they have gone complacent, and they don't have any guidance. They don't know what they're doing with their lives, so they just kind of come in and their job is their everything. And these are the type of people who think that everything should be handed to them, and they don't like change. And what I've come to notice is that I am the biggest change in their environment. So now, because they don't like change, they see me as the target. And I love it. It makes it I love the challenge. And it puts me in a position where now I see things from a different lens, because at one point I was the one looking up at the so-called issue, where it was either new manager, new supervisor, whatever the case was, and I've seen it multiple times in the time that I've been in this job. But now I'm seeing it from a completely different lens, and Courtney, you might actually be able to second on. Alyssa, you too.
I was like, okay,
you
I'm
guys
just over here chopped liver. No big deal. No.
Okay, no. But yeah, whatever. you guys might actually be able to shine some light on your perspective on the situation too. But like when people see the change, they see a new leadership. It makes it like it puts a target on your back. It puts a bullseye on you that just shouldn't necessarily be there. How do you guys feel about that?
I think that you were a big piece on how I handle that, because me coming from nights to days, again, after people had already gotten to know me while I was on days before I got this position, it put an interesting dynamic considering who used to run the department that I'm currently running. So there was a lot of people that came in thinking that I don't know anything close to the other individuals. And then there was others that were like, thank God, she's going to change everything. She's going to fix it. It's going to be wonderful. And I basically said, like, hey, I might not know everything. Kind of similar to you. I was like, if I mess something up, if I need to learn something, let me know. If I'm doing something great, let me know. If I'm needing to do things differently, if you have an idea on how things could work better, let me know. Like, I'm still learning this process. Like, I'm going to try and fix it. I don't like the way that it turned out to be while you guys were being led by somebody else. I'm going to try and make it better. And I've received accolades over the last couple of months saying, thank God you came back.
Well, my experience, see, I have done it before, like as an assistant to the assistant. Doing like peak season and some shit like that. So I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know everything. Right. So, I didn't go in there like, all right, I know what I'm doing. But what I really hate is someone hovering me, trying to tell me something I already know. And I've been told them, I already know. You don't gotta, but they keep hovering me. Like, let me learn on my own.
The micromanagers.
Is this the manager, or is this like the associate?
The associate. I told you, with investing in computer skills.
Got you.
Like, don't like hover me. I hate it. Yeah. But let me fuck up. Let me fuck up. If it's meant for me to fuck up, let me fuck up.
That's the only way to learn.
Like, but now, I have people like walking on eggshells around me. Like, I'm just this big snitch now or something like that. Like, somebody was on the table. They was like, oh, I'm tired or something. And I was like, I don't give a damn. I mean, they ain't paying me right now for it. Once they pay me, I might say something, but I don't give a damn. They was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, then I got other people that's just like, ugh. They just high-eye me. I'm like, all right. I don't...
Let me ask a record-shattering question right now. Have y'all noticed water cooler talk about you? You know what I mean by that? Like, you know how like you know how like as an associate you get around the people who want to complain about the managers, but then like now that you in the position of power, now they have those meetings and it's about you.
Honestly, other than the people that I got out the door, no.
Not that I know of. It might have been, they probably was talking about me in a situation and how I handled it, but no. They're actually glad I'm in that position.
Oh,
so
I love it.
Yeah.
But
you're just too new.
I think that's what it is, because I'm new to the department and I'm new to the shift.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, I ain't know you from Tom, Dick, or Harry. So like, yo, who you to come tell me what to do? And like, I noticed, like, yo, like for real, I got guys back there, like, and this is weird though, because the manager who hired me to do it, who's now, by the way, not even on the shift. He left like the week after he hired me into the position, which I'm a little pissed off about. However, you know, no harm, no foul.
He's sorry.
No harm, no foul. It's all good. It's all good. I ain't mad at Gaston. I ain't mad at him. It's all good.
Okay.
You know,
he's not deserving of that name anymore. Okay, he's grown.
But anyway, that's beside the point. There was, because I was new to the situation and I got hired into that position completely on accolades alone. They weren't like, okay, you're a beast at this job, so we're going to make you the leader of this job. I was completely new to that job in general. Like, I had no idea what was going on. So for that reason, he gave me a list of 4 names of guys who were veterans in this department. And he said, these are the people that you are going to talk to, because these are the people that you're going to have to lean on, and they will be happy and glad to train you in this position. And mind you, these are also people that we offered this job to before you, and they turned it down. Now, at first, I was like, well, that's a bit sketchy. Why is everybody turning this job down? What is the problem with this job that is scaring people away from this position? I want to know, but nobody is actually telling me. Now that I'm in this position, I'm like kind of realizing it's like, it's not necessarily a thing where is anybody, they want to shy away from it, but these are people who don't necessarily want to be responsible for anything. They want to hide under the radar. Now, it's funny though, because these same 4 guys who are all working on my shift, which is, I thought was kind of weird. They all front half guys. It's really weird, but I'm not going to speak on that. They were all, when I met them, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you were one of the guys who they said that they offered this job to. Why didn't you take it? Like, I straight up asked them, like, yo, I'm not afraid to address the elephant. Right. So I'm gonna ask you straight up, like, yo, why didn't you take this? What's wrong with it? Oh yeah, I didn't want to do it because this reason, that reason. I asked all 4 of them, and they all gave pretty much the same answer. Like, it's just too much going on, too much responsibility, and all this and that. Like, they just afraid to be leaders. They're not leaders. They're not people. But what I've noticed, and I'm not trying to brag it by any means necessary. I'm completely humble when I say this. But what I'm noticing is, like, these guys, they kind of feel like, because of their experience, they're on the same level as me. So because they feel like they're on the same level as me, they feel like they don't need to respect me. But here's what I got out of this. We're not on the same level because they offered you the job to do this. What I quickly noticed when I got the night shift is that they didn't necessarily have the people to do that job. Right. They didn't have anybody qualified to do it. So they asked a veteran. to do it because they have been there for a while. Not because you got the skills or the accolades or even the work ethic to even do the job. They asked you because they literally just needed someone to do it. So when I went back and dug a little bit deeper into the situation, and this was actually something that happened on Wednesday night, I dug a little bit deeper into the issue of why they asked these guys, and I was told that, you know, before you were introduced to the last manager, there was nobody willing to take it.
Jesus.
So it made me think, like, okay, so I get disrespected by the guys who have been here for a while, and they feel like that they're superior to me and that they should treat me as inferior because of their time and rank. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something. We ain't the same. We ain't the same. And I want to get a little practicality when it comes to this. And this is not about me bragging about my position at all. This is about leadership in general and being a genuine people person for the most part. And I want to try to bring it around and
connect the topic.
Yeah. For the most part, connect the topic. For real, if a person is in a job for that long, and they start to resent the people who are leading them, what does that say about a person? And you don't necessarily have probable cause to do it, but if you there, like say you had a job for like, how long has that building been open? 8 years? Yeah, if you had a job for 8 years and you've seen the ins and outs of everything that could go wrong, everything that can go right in your job, but at a certain point, leadership changes, and you don't want to necessarily step up to be the leader because you know everything about this job. You don't want to step up and be the leader. You just want to complain about how the new people come in and want to run it. What does that say about a person?
I think that it's awful because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you know that certain things work well, certain things don't, why not just be like a normal parent that's like, okay, here's the mistakes I've learned. Here, do things a little bit differently. I saw that this went really well. Like this person has this. We wanted to try this, but we never thought about actually how to implement it. Who knows? That different perspective could try and find a way to make that happen.
Right.
That's the way that it should have happened.
So if you are given the opportunity, you didn't even have to fight for the opportunity. I know where I came from. I know I used to get written up every week. There was a time where I got written up 2 times in 1 week for the same thing. I'm talking first and second written in the same week. So I know for a fact I had to fight to get where I'm at. But this person was offered the opportunity. More than one individual was offered this opportunity with no fight. Like you literally had the cheat sheet. It's like when you get on, when y'all ever play Super Mario, you had the option on every single Mario game to skip worlds.
Yep.
Like the first game, you could go into the warp pipe. It was a warp pipe. And then like on the third John, it was the warp flute. The flute, when you play the flute and the flute take you to the next world, like Super Mario 3. Yeah, you had the option to either go do that or you could skip it. How was it that a person could get handed an opportunity, pass up the opportunity, but complain about the people who doing the job when they decline? Okay. Yeah.
They get comfortable where they're at and kind of like the topic, they're just existing, they're not living their life. Right. Like with what I've heard from like all of y'all situations, there was an opportunity for them to change or like do something to contribute to change in that department, but it seems like nobody did. Right. Like somebody could have easily talked up to the people that was previously in your position, and they could have
still don't get that.
Got them out of there earlier. Your position, somebody, four guys, and they passed up the
four.
And nobody, I mean, they necessarily didn't have to like take the job, but they could have, you know, gave some information on like, hey, I've seen this seems to work really well, this seems to go terrible.
Here's the thing. They used the opportunity when the new person came in to try to mold it into what they thought it should look like, but they didn't necessarily want to do the work to get there. Or like that's not what I should say. They wanted to mold it into something that they were comfortable with.
Right. Okay.
So they tried to manipulate the situation because I was brand new and I didn't know any better. Yeah. So in turn, when that happened, it put me under fire. But when the hammer came down on it, because they didn't think I was going to learn that shit. They didn't think I was going to learn it that fast. But what I did was, y'all know how I get quiet, right? You sit back and you watch things. You listen to things. Oh, okay, yeah, that's how that works. Okay, yeah. So I'm not don't necessarily show them that, okay, I don't necessarily believe you. I'm going to fact check. Okay, ask this person how this works. Ask that person how this works. Ask this PA how this works. Ask your manager how he wanted to work. Your manager says, your manager just debunked like 3 people. Okay, cool. Got it. Roger that. Because what my opinion is, what their opinion is, what any of the other people in the leadership positions' opinion is, it doesn't really matter. It's what the manager wants to see. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to do what the manager tells me to do. And now, at this point, I can verify based off of what the manager is telling me versus what the people are telling me who was feeding me the bullshit and who wants to see me fail. Right. The beauties of going into a brand new situation that you have no idea what's going on.
See, I was going to say they didn't want the hard work, you know, the breaking it down mentally and everything. So they just wanted someone else to do it. Someone else with a clean slate, I believe. And they, like you said, they molded to what they see. But now that you said all that, I don't know if they was like too lazy to actually get in that position. They just, it seems just like they just wanted to create drama or
right. And it talks a little bit. It talks a little bit about the culture. Like the only thing I don't like about what I'm doing now is the culture. So, and now that I'm doing something about it, like, I don't necessarily like how y'all operate back here. I don't care how long you've been here. Right. I can eliminate you from this building now. They gave me the power to influence that decision. So now that I have the power to influence that decision, only thing I want you to do is your motherfucking job. I don't care about the talking. And you got these guys who, they come to work. First of all, the only thing that they do is go to work. That's all their life consists of. That's all you do. You get off and you go drink, and then you go to bed, you go back to work. That's the only thing you do with your life. You don't necessarily do anything outside of these 4 walls. You don't necessarily do anything when you're not standing on a piece of power equipment. You're not good for anything else. All you do is come to work. So when you come to work, why is it that when you come to work, you spend the 10 hours that you're supposed to be working creating drama? Why is it that a grown-ass man with salt and pepper beard and a bald head because he can't grow any hair up in the cowlick area? Why is it that a man that old, only thing he does is come to work and gossip, but he don't do anything outside of work? You don't do anything of importance, anything of significance outside of work when your badge is bing, ding. You ain't got no significance. I only love it at 4:30 a.m.
6 for me, but
anyway, yeah. We on the same page. It make a different sound, don't it? Don't it sound different? It don't sound different than nobody else. That thing sound happy as hell when you about to go.
Lord.
Like when you first hit it and when you first get to your shift, like and you like clock in, that joint like ding, ding.
That's gonna be awful when you edit.
You know, it's like the organ when you hit the. But when you clock out, it's like ding, congratulations, you made it. Like,
I think they should put that as like a sound for the time clocks.
Somehow I feel like that wouldn't boost the morale.
it would. I think it would.
Right?
I think it would. It's like, all right, because it's like the organ sound, like it's go time. Got it. So,
Once you make it.
it is what you make it. Like, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, but like I was gonna say, yeah, them people basically have nothing to do outside of work.
Yeah.
Nothing going on with their life. I mean, if they that old, I feel like if they at that old working there,
First of all, yeah.
creating all this drama and shit, and you got nothing going on.
Yeah.
You just let life. You basically gave up and said, "Fuck it."
But that's the thing though, like about living your life. Like that same energy you're putting into, causing drama, like we said, previous episodes, that same energy could be used to do something positive, to be, changing it for the better, instead of just, bringing everybody down,
Like,
trying to
go
get
feed
people
the homeless or
Right.
something. What are
Right.
you doing? Like,
And it's crazy how when trying to change a culture is impossible to change when the people that the culture looks up to is the ones destroying the culture. So I realized what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna either have to get these guys out of my department, which mind you, I came down hard on one of them and he bounced.
Oh.
And it's funny though, because the person, he was one of the guys who was offered the job, and they was like, he's been doing the job already, kind of like in the situation that you were in. He was already doing the job, so they offered it to him because he was the one running the shift most of the time, and he decided to turn it down. And once again, he was one of the ones that, because he didn't like management, he decided to cut me short by showing up late, giving half effort, not necessarily listening. Because once I caught on and he realized that I didn't necessarily need him anymore, the relationship changed. I love it. So he thought that he was gonna be able to just slide on through and just come back break late, go bullshit, and not do whatever I needed him to do. And I did it. I hit him up. I called him back like, yo, so you clocked back in from break at this time, and you just got back. What the fuck were you doing?
Look at all that TO.
And like they told me, I was like, they told me that I had to. They told me I had to have a verbal conversation with you about this first, but I'm looking at this time here, and this is disrespectful. That's mad disrespectful. Like, I'm looking at this like, I was like, all right, no. He was like, it was like next day, my man took his badge off the board and was like, hey, y'all got somewhere for social distancing?
Oh wow!
I love it, man. Taking charge of the situation, man. Like okay. I love it.
Okay.
But like what I want to talk about, like, is some people out here, like they want to do something about their lives. They want to make a difference for themselves, but they got people in their lives that are toxic to their overall goal. So my goal in this situation is to, all right, this has always been a toxic environment. It's always been negative. You always got like these pessimistic people who are veterans, and y'all lean on them because they veterans. I don't necessarily give a fuck how long they've been working there. My goal is like, I want to advance now. You done put me in this position where now I'm the superstar of the situation. Now I just want to advance. And what I'm going to do is, the people who want to come up with me, guess what? They're going to go. They're going to advance too. I'm already working on one of the ambassadors back there now to work on this story, open him up a little bit so he can go ahead and advance right along with it. So I can't necessarily do that if I got people around. The only thing they want to do is complain about management. Okay, you complaining about management. What we going to do? Well, management got to, all right, what we going to do? Well, management got to, no, sir. What I'm asking you is, what are you going to do about this?
All right.
Because you were given the opportunity to do something about it, and now you passed it up. So now you have lost your power. So now what are you going to do? So if you want to change environments around you, you want to grow, then you have to make sure that you are around people who are only focused on growth. Because if there's somebody with a death mentality and the only thing they do is bring death and misery and dark clouds around you when you come around them, then you can't necessarily grow around that person. That person is completely contradictory to everything that you stand for if you want growth. So with the Ascension brand, is the reason why this green arrow is the green arrow is because if you ever looked at that stock market arrow, when that thing is going up, what color is it? It's green. That thing is green. So if we focusing on growth, we only looking up and we only see green. But my problem is right now, I got people who see red and they don't even give a damn as long as the job paying them. I'd rather have people around me that are newbies and incompetent. At least they are trying to do something. Right. Opposed to having somebody who is a veteran and disrespectful. And I feel like I got some agreeing ears with me at this table at the moment. Yep. Just because you a veteran don't mean that you get a free pass, because you got to do the work just like everybody else got to do the work. Right. And I got a job to do based off of which you produce. Right. So when I ask you to do certain things, and I love it, man, because I see a different perspective now that I'm in this position, because somebody came. I got the hammer brought down on me plenty of times, and I looked at the manager and the PAs like, yo, man, fuck you, man. like, yo, this shit don't make no damn sense. But it's crazy, because once you start seeing the bigger picture and how things operate outside of your own scope and your own perspective, you start to see everything. And it's funny though, because I was talking to the manager, right? And I used to hate this shit so much. I hated this when in any other case I would have, but I understand it now. Like, we got catwalks at our job, and I was asking for advice from one of my managers, and he said this. He's like, "So you have a catwalk right there," and I looked at it and I was like, "Shh." He was like, "You already know what I'm about to tell you." I was like, "Look, I'm gonna be real with you. Coming from where I came from, I kind of hate when people stand on the catwalk, because it makes them seem like they can't be touched." So what he told me was, if you go up here, you stand there and you look at your department, you can see everything from a bird's eye view and get a full perspective of everything in its working order. If something is going wrong, that is exactly where you see it at. So I went up there for the first time, and I just thought back on it like, yo, all of the managers that I had, that they stood up at a high vantage point and they looked down on people, and it made me realize, like, yo, they weren't doing that for no manipulative, like no superiority complex. Right. Like, they just needed to see everything in a full big picture. The problem here is that we in a culture, in a society where people don't see the big picture, so they base everything, all their opinions and all their negativity based off of what they can see in their own perspective.
That's interesting.
Ain't nobody got nothing to follow up? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're on a roll.
Like, I was taking that in.
So,
it's
a lot of things. First, sometimes, like, your job in life is like a tree. Sometimes you have to cut away those old fruits so new ones can grow. Also, about the catwalk, that was very interesting, because when I was getting trained for the sorter or whatever, I always thought like the sorter was like this big huge thing, but now after like going up there, I was like, this is it. I was like, yeah, and I'm just like, they be kind of small. Like, it's not small as in, like, it's decent size, but like, how many packages go through there like daily?
Right.
I'm just like, why isn't this thing, backed up a lot more than what it is,
Right.
regularly?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a lot of things like go together at work or just anywhere, and just
It's a
You
microcosm to life in general.
Mhm.
Like if you stand at a higher vantage point and see the big picture, everything becomes clear.
all right.
If you stop looking at things from your own lens and look at it from the big picture standpoint, everything becomes clear. It's like I can't possibly see what's going on like in all the other states if I'm just in one state.
Right.
I have to bounce around. I have to go to different places. I understand the culture in other places in order to understand what I need to do in a full spectrum. You can't make decisions for everybody in a full spectrum if you only in one particular portion of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on.
I tried.
What we gonna do about that?
All of a sudden, he's touching my butt.
Oh my God, Jace.
Now we know.
I think they was just trying to grab the bars, but
Don't forget the cup.
you want your tigers?
Excuse me.
Yeah, we'll handle that.
Jesus Christ. He's getting comfortable.
Yeah, it happens.
Are you sniffing me?
We're gonna have to find like a mass babysitter. Like somebody that can come like watch the Brady Bunch while we record.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be awesome. Love you.
We'll just have our own studio and we'll have a whole playroom.
Yeah. We should all go out for lunch.
Okay.
I'm asked them.
I'm sure they're up for
Just only one way to find out.
it. You what?
I just thought you might want to taste the green juice.
Alright. Could just do this. No, that's a bad idea. I already really need a pee, but I also don't want to move from this spot.
Right. I want to finish this episode.
I do too. I really need a pee. I've been holding it for like 30, 45 minutes now. It's like, shit, I literally just went when I got here.
I sat down and was like, shit, I should have went to go pee first. Been holding it for an hour and 32 minutes now. It's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Oh yeah? Work pipe?
Work pipe. The coffee didn't work on you.
I honestly feel like it's gonna make me crash.
Oh, don't crash. Alright. You did.
Yep. Ugh. God, I need to pee.
Go pee while they doing
Yeah.
that.
Yep. I'm peeing. You're peeing.
Is that a real song?
What? The one I was singing?
No,
What you was singing?
the one I was singing. I felt like it's a real song.
Oh, there's something in like the
Man,
80s,
out of breath now.
but he did a lot
You
of.
do chase them around the living room?
No, it's just.
Y'all want to go for?
Oh, I got the thing on.
Oh, voice training.
Voice training.
Well,
Girdle.
it's just
whatever
a
you wanna call
rap.
it.
Y'all want got it from Brenda? No. Okay. Brenda's a representative for It Works. Yeah, but anyway, y'all want to go for lunch after this?
Sure.
Well, you say you want to go to Sheet, so I mean we can.
I mean, I just need to use the ATM because I had to run by the bank in Colonial Heights.
Pay a call.
Yeah, pay my card on. It's a little late. That means I gotta go.
Anyway, we'll talk about that afterwards. The reason why I stopped in the middle of that tangent is because I actually didn't want to end the episode right there. Because if y'all let me keep talking, then we were just going to end up. It was just going to end up being a closeout. So, it can't be all about me, as as Venetia said.
We do not speak that name.
That's a cuss word. Well, that's considered the same level as
A certain.
Now I gotta cut that out. Damn. Anyway,
And
I mean, what was
cut.
wrong with $30? I'm just trying to understand.
It was 20. I swear I thought it was 20.
It was 20?
I think
it was 20. It was only 20.
It was only
Oh.
20.
They got
what?
pissed. They got pissed because I said more than 20 was going to be the sweet spot, and then they got even more pissed that.
But you out here buying.
No. We ain't unpacking that. Did y'all move the camera?
We ain't asked for that information.
I think the camera moved.
I honestly don't think it did.
Yeah, we were centered. I think it probably got bumped when y'all were passing it at some point. All right, so where are we going with this conversation? Are we ending it?
I feel like we should circle it back to the actual topic. I feel like it kind of got gossipy there.
Okay.
Do what?
It kind of got gossipy.
When I was talking?
Yeah.
You was talking about words.
Yeah.
But I was making a point
I mean, you did
Yeah.
make your point.
about the big picture.
It was a small
get-
portion
I was
of the
following.
larger thing.
I mean, I understood it, but yeah.
I was using a story that I personally went through to make a point.
Like I said, I
damn.
understand.
I got
Like
the
said.
point.
Jeez, I wasn't saying that the gossip about it. I didn't say no names. I didn't even talk. I was talking about the culture. The culture is shit, and how I'm going to change the culture, and about how you can't have people around you that is contradictive to your own thing. Like, because it applies. This topic applies to so many things in life.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
not just work. It's like your own personal life, your business life, your professional life, your love life.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
I can't necessarily base what I do in my relationship off of my own thoughts. I have to know my partner. I have to take account of what my partner wants. I have to know that my partner doesn't like a certain thing and not to do that certain thing. I can't just act the way I want to act in a relationship. I mean, but regardless, I'm not pretending to be somebody who I'm not.
Right.
But at the same time, I have to know exactly what my partner wants. If Alyssa hates when I yell at her or if I cuss at her, I'd be damned if I yell or cuss at her. It's just, that's not the way to go about it. I had to step outside of myself and see a bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make my own goals in life and not consider her. I can't be in a business and make decisions for the group. It has to be a group discussion. The picture has to be zoomed out a little bit. It got to be zoomed out. Like, you can't take a selfie with 4 people zoomed in on the person holding the phone.
Not gonna work.
Because at that situation, it's just a selfie. You only including you. You being selfish.
Yep.
Keyword selfie.
Right.
But
selfie. I got it. It went over my head for a minute. I'm back.
Quick recovery.
Okay.
That also perfectly tied it back together, by the way.
What I just said?
And a nice bow.
Yep.
All right, can we stop? Can we cut out the gag reels, please? We
stop
breaking
that.
off topic.
Stop that. But like I said, I don't know if this was, I don't know. But like I said, it's like a tree, like a picture of an apple tree. and the goal of that tree is to produce fruit and be fruitful.
Right.
Sometimes there's some apples that get stuck and they're just there too long, and they start to rot and mess up the other fruit that's coming in. So sometimes you have to cut those rotten fruit, whether it to be
it's called pruning.
Your old habits, somebody that's been at work too long, that's just like they're just stuck in their ways. Sometimes you have to cut them off to make way for new fruit. And that's all good. I thought I had some
why
more.
you ended like you were about to say something else?
I thought I had some more, but I was like, no.
Thank you.
I mean, I think you were going with the fact that, and a lot of people forget about that. Like, you always think like, oh, this has worked for so long, let's not do anything else. Let's just stay the straight and narrow. Yeah. Like, people don't always consider all inclusively of different things, environments, different people, different views, or different anything. Yeah. Oh, no.
Evolution.
Okay. But they don't consider all the things that should be considered when, like, sometimes something might have worked up until a certain point. Then it becomes maybe detrimental. Like, we've all seen situations, like, I've seen it in my department, he's seen it in his, like, you've seen it in yours, everyone's seen it. Whether it be at work, in life, in whatever, like, things change and people need to adapt, and if they don't, then they're going to get stuck in the past.
Right.
Like, we're always hearing about how older individuals are not liking how newer individuals process things because they're not the way that they're used to doing things. Like, they're used to looking things up in an encyclopedia or whatever the case might be, when we can have access to faster information by using a different route.
I mean, is it...
Apps and GPS.
I hate to play devil's advocate there, but is it really just that? Because that seems
that was just an example.
That seems a little too simple. It's almost like the people who are older and holding on to old traditions. It's almost like they just don't care what the new generation is doing, because it's not like you live in a world where the world isn't changing.
Yeah.
It's not like as every day you grow older, you don't change with the time. Like, how do you?
I'm sorry. I'm think like older people like that, like they're scared of the new.
And I mean, not all individuals are.
Or maybe they're just too lazy to learn.
I think it's that.
Or they're afraid to learn. Like, I know my dad, he was like, I don't want to be old. Teach me how to use this touch screen phone. And I taught him, and he played around with it. And
yeah. My parents was like that.
Yeah, my mom tried to be like that, but
he teach me how to type on the computer, and he just typing words on the computer.
But see, the problem here is like with that situation, my mom is the same way. She wanted to learn how to do the things, but here's the thing: when you don't accept change, you don't let it in. Because being that she wanted me to teach her how to use certain things, she wanted me to teach her how to use a computer, she wanted me to teach her how to use her smartphone. But the problem is that when you don't accept change, somebody has to do it for you every single time.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes to these people who are, they are not accepting change, it's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of selfish. Because it's like, all right, so I'm here now, and I see what you're trying to do, but I don't want you to change that up until I'm done here.
Leave, like, because it's gonna change. Just fucking leave.
Yeah.
Bye.
Exactly. That's my point. That is my point. Exactly. Get the fuck out.
The door.
My dude, your shift, this could be your last shift, my dude. You can leave here and not do anything else that has anything to do with this. The problem is that I'm going to switch this shit up. You either going to be here for the ride or you ain't.
That's all it is to it. It's that simple.
Point blank, period.
I can tell you, I'd rather have the former. I'd rather you not be here. But, I mean, I don't necessarily have that option, so I'm going to give you the opportunity, regardless.
Sorry.
Did you have something?
Well, so one of my old mentors at my old site, and I don't know why this kind of just popped into my head, but he was like, okay, now you're about to interview for this position. Like, these are a few things that are going to, like, wow them in the interview. And he was like, okay, and I know that you're looking to move up the ladder one day, and at this level that I'm at, like, I have to look at things from this perspective, like taking the bigger picture. But then it reminded me of that individual because he was like, okay, let me give you a perfect example. This person over here might be slacking off, might be talking, might doing this, that, and the other. Like, he was like, it's taken me the longest amount of time, but I saw it as the most valuable when I finally got it, to just kind of take that person aside saying, like, what are your motivations? Like, where would you like to be in life? I understand, like, he used the example of somebody that wanted to be a hairdresser one day and was just in this job so that they can try and save up money and start their own business.
So it was just a job to them?
Yes and no. So the way that he said, he was like, I understand, like, this is not, like, your end goal here, but think about it. Like, if you excel at this, then you might be able to earn more money here because you move up or you learn additional things. Like, you might learn this new software or something like that that you might need to be able to run your business more efficiently. Or whatever the case is, you might form more connections so that you already have a bigger fan base once your business actually does open. This, that, and the other. He was like, it doesn't always have to be you love the job at the moment, but love how it's actually going to get you further depending on the way that you look at it. And sort of reframing it. That way they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do this. That's fine. We'll try and make it better for while I'm here. When I'm not, then I'll train somebody to replace me or whatever the case is. And he said that, yeah, sometimes that's all it really takes. It doesn't always take being like, oh, I'm going to reprimand you. It's just framing it differently.
So if that was a shot at me?
It's not a shot. I'm just saying.
I've tried that.
I know.
Okay, all right. I was just making sure I put that out there. I did do what How to Win Friends and Influence People told me to do, as well as the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I have read both of those books, but I implemented that because that is a principle out of one of those both of those books actually. Yeah, you do want to meet people in the middle. And the problem here is that when people don't want to meet you in the middle, what do you do? All right, so with that being said, I kind of feel like we can go ahead and use that as our closeout. Marcus, go ahead and take us out.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast.
No. Wait. Yeah, hold up. So first of all, let me. I'm sorry. All right, so y'all want to be sure to check out the Dirty Trump Podcast on 2 weeks from now. That episode airs on, I should have probably figured out when that episode airs. We are going to be going live on September 15th. I can't say that. I can't. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. No, because this episode would have been released by then. Yeah, you want to make sure that you catch us on episode 52 for our 1 year episode. It wouldn't actually be 1 year, but regardless, we have done 52 episodes, 52 weeks worth of episodes, and episode 52 will be our 1 year mark, and it will signify us doing this podcast for 1 year straight. And we have gone from just two people to bringing on the whole entire family, and we have grown.
Jason included.
Jason included. And we are proud of our accomplishment. It's for us to be able to stick it out this long says a lot about our dedication to a cause, especially considering that we ain't getting paid for this. We do this podcast completely for free, and we do it specifically for you guys out there as well. I mean, but mostly it's for us. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. But we decided that if we're going to have these conversations anyway, it's best that the whole world hears us and see our growth and development and grow with us in the meantime. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you catch us on episode 52 of the Dirty Trump Podcast, because it is going to be topic. We're gonna have everybody here that has been here. All the guests. We're gonna have VIPs, and we're gonna have like some guest speakers for you guys. It's gonna be awesome. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you tune in to episode 52 of the Dirty Trump Podcast. Marcus, go ahead and take us out.
So are we doing the spotlight?
Look, the boy's messing with something.
The spotlight is Marcus. Go. Take us out.
All right. Well, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast with your boy. So, check us out at our website, AscensionDynasty.com. Check us out on YouTube.
Glass, Marcus.
Check us out on Facebook.
We'll see you next week.
Description of all our links will be in below.
Facebook, leave a review, and Instagram.
Go. Peace.